So here we are on a very special day with incredible galactic energy bathing the three of us as we celebrate our second classmate to be certified. And for me, the joy truly is to witness an Aquarian model where we're all coming in to help support one another. And this is not about just who makes it over the finish line, but it's more like, wow, how do we take this energy and loop it back so that whoever's listening, that you too, with the desire and the focus at your own pace, that you too can go deeper into this incredible galactic material. I'm going to turn it now over to Julia. Thank you so much for giving us this practitioner's class. I was able to go deeper, and it's a joy to see my dear friend Anne Marie just blossom with the certification.
Thank you, Ursula, for the wonderful introduction. As always, I feel so deeply grateful for you, for being blessed with your presence, and you so wonderfully volunteering to host these shows. You're doing it so gracefully, so beautifully. It always uplifts me. So thank you very much for being this beautiful divine presence here. And yes, both of you, actually, I've met you earlier. We did an interview together, I think a few months back. That's on my channel. You both have wonderful, inspirational YouTube channels. We'll include links for that in the description of the video. And I'm really excited for Anne Marie being here because she's also an experienced astrologer. It's always extra exciting for me to welcome skilled astrologers or developing astrologers into my courses, because it always sparks amazing conversations and new discoveries, and it's just taking us all on the next level. So I can't wait to ask some of those important questions to Anne Marie and introduce her unique flavor that she brings to the table. So please go ahead, Ursula, with your next question.
I just love how she's kind of blushing a little bit. Well, before I get to the questions, I just want to say, oh my goodness, Anne Marie, Julia reminded us about how you and I were just chatting. We were doing her calculator. I was just starting up my new YouTube channel, and you were already working and talking to people about looking up at the stars. So as two friends, we were just like amazed at Julia's work. And then you were the one that asked, you know, how do I learn more about Julia? And you started looking at her Patreon site. And then the next thing we knew, Julia was offering the certification class. Bam! Yeah, like the synchronicities were like, right. So you and I were like texting each other, oh, let's sign up. And then I think maybe I said, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we invited Julia to come talk to us? And then I said, you ask her, because, you know, she sent you an email, Anne Marie, we'll send you in first.
Oh, we need to tell the whole story. Ursula had to write the email for me. I'm just not, and Ursula's just so good at that, as we can see. So
yeah. Oh, well, you know, all of this with the rainbow, this is all new. It took me just recently to come out of my shell and start talking about spirituality. So my friend Anne Marie, look where we've come from. Julia was so sweet to give us time, so we got to
we were shocked. We were shocked.
No, we're like, oh no, now what do we do? We invited her to come talk to us. It might be like sometimes, like Julia, when someone says, yeah, like Pam Gregory, she's gonna, you know, we're gonna talk. We had that
went so smoothly. It went so smoothly. You're such pros.
Oh, okay.
Well, we could fake it, huh, Anne Marie? Yeah. Okay. Well, our goal here today is to share a few questions and answers to inspire anyone listening. We want you to feel supported. We just shared our personal story, but it is this following the synchronicities, following what gives you joy and the delight of learning. So Anne Marie, first question is, when did you first become interested in the star seeds or the galactic, you know, because was it relatively new, or have you been tracking this galactic material?
No, it was a natural next step in my journey of self-discovery. And I've always had a subtle spiritual connection, but like throughout my younger adult years, up until my first Saturn return, I guess, I was in religious spirituality. And until the humanity of it all left me disillusioned and disappointed, I guess. I mean, there's got to be a better way to do that, right? But while I was recovering from the institutional religion, I spent many of the following years experimenting with metaphysical topics. Like I liked the power of energy source. I don't know if you all are familiar with the Dog Whisperer, Cesar Millan. I loved watching that show and just learning how our energy can impact things around us. Enrique or Reiki and tarot, and then astrology. And I started formally studying astrology during COVID. And in a particular program, started learning about the nodes of the moon, which the information that they contain about our past lives. And that was like lighting a fire inside of me, like, what? Where did I come from? Wait a minute. And I couldn't get enough of the concept. And so learning about that then moved on to learning about not only where our past lives were on Earth, but then I started looking at the stars and was led to Julia's coursework. So that's how I got here.
Wow. So it seems like and let me see if I can paraphrase this and you tell me if I'm wrong, that when you look at the whole trajectory of your life, that perhaps this interest in the divine or spiritual, whether we call that religious upbringing, but there seems to have been this common denominator maybe around, there's something more than
absolutely
than what we're physically seeing.
Right.
Would that be correct?
Yes, that's
Curiosity.
You said it more beautifully than I did. So.
Well, I love that we all start somewhere, and when you talk spirituality, it's not religion, it's not dogmatic, but when you talked about your path, it's like, wow, there's always been this interest and a love for learning about something more than we can see. But when you looked at the Star Seeds astrology program, I want to know the deets. How did you find it? I mean, did someone whisper or did you listen to something? How did you find Julia?
I'm not 100% sure anymore because I know it had something to do with all the podcasts that I was listening to. And actually, I remember one of the ladies from the YouTube community, I had done a past life reading for her, and she had sent me an email and asked me, have you ever heard of Starseeds astrology? And I was like, no. So I started doing some research then, and it was just a bunch of coincidences, I guess, or synchronicities where I'm hearing it on podcasts, and then here's Lynn was her name, and Lynn she's not on YouTube anymore, but I would love to say hello to her. She's out there watching. So then, yeah, just looking for Starseeds astrology. And then I found her in August, found your website in August of last
30th of August when you signed up. I checked today. Yeah.
What was it? The 13th?
30th, yeah.
Okay. Yes. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Wow. Like how many months? August, September, October, November, December?
8 months.
So in 8 months, Anne Marie, you went through her astrology program and the practitioner's class, and didn't you sign up for also the higher guidance? I can't remember.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I got so excited by what you did that I said, well, if Anne Marie's going to do, I'm going to go do the same thing.
Julia's a fabulous teacher.
And you're an avid student. It seems like you really have passion for learning.
Yes.
I believe you're studying something else on the sides now as well, related to astrology.
Yes.
Clearly insatiable curiosity.
Yes,
Hunger
for
to know
sure.
more. Yeah.
Well, I think I have a lot of catching up to do. This is, this wasn't something that was available, or I guess it just wasn't in my wheelhouse for, an opportunity to learn about this. So I feel like I have a lot of ground to catch up on.
There is one lesson at the very beginning of the course. I actually made it available for public view recently on one student's suggestion, when I talk about the right reasons to sign up for this work, for this calling, or the right reason to answer this is, needing to be this avid learner, constantly hungry to evolve personal evolution and greater understanding. That, I think that's the number one ingredient. And then being willing to share it with others, to help them as well, to help those that are a few steps behind you. Think so you have the perfect ingredient.
Well, it's crazy that you say that, because I feel like I don't even have a grasp on it, and yet I'm already having to share. You know, it's like I'm already, here's this great, and it's not like I know everything. It's more like, here's this great information. Go find it for yourself. Go find out, you know, go learn it. This is so exciting. More people need to know.
Yes, that's the way.
I remember there was a time I didn't even know what the word starseed was. And I was saying, what are you talking about? But I had read all these other books. It's just the language has come into the collective. And following what I'm hearing you say, you follow friendships or someone that you value and say, hey, you might like this, or so referral through our friendship groups. And that's quite beautiful. And the silver lining of COVID, that we were given time. How did you use it? And I think I heard you say you just started digesting.
Learning a new language, yes.
Learning a new language, right. And you didn't stay with one dialect, you kind of went bigger. And on your site, what I love the most is how you'll put your camera up in the sky and you get so excited. I can't follow you because I'm like, oh, but I felt this excitement when you start talking about the heavens. I barely go outside because it's too cold, So I just wanted to say thank you for your YouTube channel as well, because it helps put what you're passionate about. And then Julia's calculator. Do you remember how we started looking up a lot of different people? Like, okay, well, if I'm this, let's go look up on the free online calculator. And I said, some people might have trouble learning how to use the calculator. So you and I created 3 YouTube sections looking at Maya Angelou's chart. Remember? So
yeah,
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
it was just, and here we are. It's amazing.
Here we are. Amazing.
Okay, so Anne Marie, here's the next question. When you look at, here's all of Julia's basket of incredible pearls of wisdom. I mean, what she's really creating is a mystery school. But when you look at what she's giving us now, what do you love the most? Is there some aspect of the training that you just go, oh, I'm just going to stay here and digest and nourish myself with this?
Well, in giving the readings, I think I have always been very well, we've already discovered, I love information. So it's the details. I will get all, explaining the mythology of the constellation or what the characteristics of the fixed star is. But the part about Julia's course that was just transformational for me was learning how to connect with our higher self and how to let the information come in that way. And the difference, I mean, it's not like it's different information, but it feels, I don't know, inspired more than just reading information that I found online, or reading the facts from the books. It's more personal, and it's, I don't know how to describe it, more spiritual.
Thank you.
So yes, that was my favorite part of the course, was being able to connect, to learn how to connect and how to trust what I was getting, and how to tell what was valuable and what was more just fluff, I guess. I don't know.
You're bringing such a wonderful point that I would love to highlight for anyone listening. And that is, we often stop ourselves. We limit our creative expression because we think, oh, it's already been said before. It's already been said before. So, we stop ourselves. But I always believe that if you say it, even though it was said many times before, if you say it with your choice of words, with your vibration, with your looks, with your everything, with that unique expression that comes through you, even though that same information, the viewer of your creativity, they may have heard it before many times through different people and different sources, but because of your unique flavor, something will click in with the viewer and they will open up and expand and transform. So I really want to encourage everyone, if you feel inspired by something that you just learned and you feel this deep desire to share it with others because you're so excited, just do it, even if it was said before, because you have no idea what magic that can inspire with others. Just share what you're passionate about.
Yes.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna like cry. That for me, that's like I translate that into you're empowering each of us, Julia, to step into our own unique energy field and personalities. Because your program is not just about spitting out a chart and leaving them with a printout. You know, we can get those a dime a dozen, and there's a lot of calculators online. But what I hear you saying is, you know, as Anne Marie does readings, she's going to bring her full A game, her
Flavor.
her flavor. We were not going to talk about ice cream, right, Anne Marie? We're not going to ask Anne Marie what ice cream flavor she is. So we are talking about energy. And what I love what you just said, Anne Marie, was this idea that it's not all head knowledge. It's not all this plus this equals that. It's not clear line. The quantum healing aspect of Julia's wisdom teaching really seems to be around this integration of allowing for that higher, like you said, higher self-guidance. It's not outside us anymore. It's actually us merging. So the converse would be true. Anyone listening, if you're holding back and you're not sharing when you feel inspired and everything's lined up and you still like, you know, there's a missed opportunity perhaps, or a life that could have been uplifted just a little bit. So I put that out there in the field that if you might be shy or introverted or, oh, they do it so much better, or look, it's so easy for them to talk publicly, put that in a basket and say, thank you very much, ego. I'm working with my higher self. And if someone comes forward, let's just look at the calculator, you know, a place to start. So I love that you love the part about integration, intuition. And once you say, isn't it amazing? Julia has like more than 25 charts. The dowsing charts. Is there one of the charts that you love?
All of them.
All of them.
learning that. Yes. No, learning that. My boyfriend made me he's a blacksmith, and he made me my pendulum. Yeah, it's amazing.
Love that. Okay, well, I think there's time for one more big question coming at you. Now, this is very personal. When you personally think about those 25 charts, if you were to bring home 3 and just say, this is meat and potatoes, and here's some carrot. Tell me the top 3, if you don't mind, that you, because it'll help your clients or the people that you want to share readings with in the future. Are there 3 that come to mind? Or 3 categories in the class?
Well, I've already said that the guidance part is in the course. I think that the soul essence portion, going from like the aura colors and then seeing the consistency then from that to the frequency of our soul essence, and then looking at it with the map of consciousness, to me that just is such a fluid story there of the possibilities for the individual. And so that is all done through the charts, through the dowsing charts, and then just feeling the confirmation. And sometimes, like, I love being able to, like, you know, close my eyes and see a color, and then it shows up on while I'm dowsing that I'm just like, okay. So
Wow.
So yeah, I guess those are my charts then, I guess.
Really good. Do you find when you start doing readings now, because you've done quite a few already, do you find that you are moving with each client, that really each session is unique, or are you finding you already have determined what you love to focus on most, what you love to deliver to clients? How is it for you at this stage?
It is evolving. It is evolving because, you know, I'm so, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3, you know, I'm trying to like, you know, follow this. And then I'm realizing that information isn't necessarily real valuable right here, you know, or that doesn't necessarily apply so much in this situation. So let's take that out. Okay, now what do I get to fill it with? You know, what information is going to fill the spot? So I am learning that some of the things are more relevant or more, able to individuate for the person than other things.
That highlights really beautifully what I keep telling or saying or highlighting in the classes as well. Always let your natural curiosity guide you, because that is their higher self working with your higher self, telling you what is most important for them. And that sometimes, even though we have a plan and a strategy and bullet points of what we want to go through, even me personally, with many sessions, I just felt blocks and blocks and blocks, and they don't need to hear all this. So I had to just surrender and let the actual important information come through, and it was always so much more exciting. So it's good to hear that you are experiencing that too. Yeah. Wonderful.
I love that. And as you evolve as a reader too, I'm sure that there's such a vast array to work with, right? Julia's given many tools in her toolkit for us. So what you're picking up today is great, but then maybe next year's energy, or with the eclipse, you might even add a little more to the soup of your reading. And okay, couldn't leave the little mini chat without asking you about your fixed stars. Is there a particular fixed star, or is there a star family that you discovered that you just resonate with, that now you didn't know before Julia's class, but then you're like, oh, I sensed I was with this group, but now I know for sure. Do you have a little story about that?
Well, I don't think I had any. I mean, before finding the calculator, no, I had no idea. So, but, and then because my connections are in the middle section, they're not, you know, the ancient, and they're not like I'm being confusing. I connect most with the Lyran constellation, and I think it's because I have so much Capricorn in my chart, and all that cardinal energy feels very, I think that Capricorn is fueled by the Lyran constellation and the fixed stars there, because it, you know, it just resonates with me so much. The hard work, or the focus on, no, that's not it. You're gonna have to edit parts of this part out.
No problem at all. You're doing great.
It's like, well, and even in your PDF where it's talking about the groundedness of, you know, they've had to be in 3D so often that they feel grounded, and that just feels like the earth element to me in the Capricorn. And then the cardinal energy where they go into life and just say, okay, let's just do it. You know, let's just figure it out. That's that cardinal energy of Capricorn. And I relate to that. And I feel it, and it resonates with me. So, I mean, I know that with the whole galactic history of where Lyrans had to then leave and go everywhere else, that I could be, you know, I mean, all of us have that Lyran, but that part of me that just connected with me the most, I think.
Such a brilliant perspective. You definitely spot on. That resonates. True. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, and I was definitely picking up that Lyran vibe from you also. So it's nice to hear it validated.
And
awesome question.
You've been able to join the Facebook chat group a lot, even while you're working. But can I just ask you if there was a message you'd like to give your class or our class, now that you've been certified? Is there a little message of something coming from you to support them?
I think my message would be that no matter where you are in the coursework, enjoy that moment and learn what you can from that moment, because we're all on different paths. And so the messages that we get in any given moment are the diplomas and the certifications for that moment in time. So enjoy it. Enjoy where you are.
That's
It's in
beautiful.
divine timing for everyone. Absolutely. Such an important message. Thank you. And I would love to highlight about your YouTube channel as well. Today, I looked back at some of your playlists. You have quite a lot of awesome videos there, including star readings and past life readings and so much interesting content. So definitely whoever is watching, have a look at the link and see if something will pique your curiosity.
Yeah, thank
Well worth exploring.
you. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Anne Marie.
Congratulations.
And welcome to the next chapter of lifelong learning.
Yeah, where to next? Julia? What's your next course?
Thank you, dear
Beautiful.
Julia, too. We really enjoy being able to pull together and celebrate Anne Marie's graduation and certification. You're official.
Best wishes, yes. And the contact details for Anne Marie are also on my website under certified practitioners list. So feel free to contact Anne Marie for your own bookings. And can I ask you, do you do written reports? Do you also do in-person online sessions, or where are you at with that?
Yes, I have 3 different types that I do. And one is a written report or a PDF of the presentation. And then another one is where I will do a recording of walking through the information and send you that recording. And then the third option is to meet face-to-face on Zoom and then go over it together.
Brilliant. Ursula, you had the pleasure of seeing some of Anne Marie's creative designs and presentations, right? You were raving about.
I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but Anne Marie raised the bar because her background working with reports and knowing how to take data from a lot of different areas and coalesce and then weave it together into a specific report. I mean, she brings her A game. It's the Anne Marie A game to her readings. That definitely is foundational with Julia, but then again, astrology plus coming through. Yeah. So boy, if you can get on Anne Marie's list now, I know you're booked for quite a while, but that's the bell. Looks like I'm getting a call. Thank you, lovely Julia and Anne Marie. Thank you. This was a joy, and it helped me to hear, Anne Marie, your beautiful, like weaving together favorite ways to move with being a practitioner of the star seeds astrology, galactic quantum soul healings.
Such a pleasure. Well done.
You have to take that out.
Well, thank you both very much. This has been a joy.
Thank you, everyone. Much love. We'll see you again soon.
Blessings. Bye-bye.